And look, it would. And I think, as long as it still doesn't... Shit! Yeah. So that was a wee bit on the unfortunate side, wouldn't you say? But hopefully it's got you sticking around. Surely I didn't just trash that thing just to get views. Anyway, we're jumping ahead. This is me, I'm building the thing. But before we can even build the thing, it's the big bot bash, Bill's big bot bash. So let's rewind back and have a wee recap and see what bits we got and what we rolled to get the generator, the bots, generator, the parts. This is where we look at, yeah, I didn't have a 20-sided die, so I used one of the little phone gimmicks, and it got me head. I got Cyclops, I got wires for arms, I got an armoured body, got wheels for legs, which was brilliant, and of course, the rust husk was the fields. So let's go anyway, we're getting started. I'm using polymer clay. I'm actually using a combination of all different things. There's some Fimo, whatever you call it in there. There's cheap polymer clay. There's all sorts. Smoosh it around with the magic of editing and my super powerful hands. Look at that, that's quite nice. I like that, I like how that looks. Nice wee pattern there. Anyway, I smoosh it out and I roll it up using a little roller. You can do that by hand, or I've got my pasta machine. One of the best things, if you use polymer clay, you do sculpting. Look, I love the pattern, see with that. And it's easy, you just keep folding it over, it merges it together. Yeah, there we go, squeeze it through another time. There's a wee extruder, another tool that I'm using, which you can just roll it by hand. Here's, look, I'm grating the pastels. These are cheap pastels. I'm grating a wee bit on the clay, a wee bit in a bit of paper, mixing it up, brushing it over, just covering it, smooshing it through, and it smooshes the pastels into the clay. Now, look, a bit of fine sandpaper, right? On top, smoosh it through, and it smooshes the grain of the fine sandpaper into the clay. Look at that! Oh, look at that texture. Oh, that's fucking beautiful, isn't it? There's a wee tinfoil body with some blocks inside. I'm going to wrap the tinfoil body in this, which is my rust husk armour for the body. Here you see I'm making a little dent, kinking up the armour, putting what are like rivety kinda. Now I'm using the extruder, another wee tool I got online, which is brilliant. You can roll the sausages out by hand. I'm being lazy, really, but it's a cool little gimmick, I like it. I'm dropping it on the pastels, brushing it with the pastels. That one stops them all from sticking together and becoming a mush, because this is cheap as shit polymer clay, and sometimes it's honestly, it's like porridge. It's awful, it's awful. It's not awful, it's fit for the purpose, but it's kind of gooey, it's kind of, nah. There I'm sticking plating. I was putting it on and I thought the tinfoil was going to show through and it's going to look shite, so I put some more of the clay plating on there, and I'm putting the wires in front of that. Why I'm putting wires on the body when wires was for arms? I honestly don't fucking know, but I think it looks cool. Look at it. I think it looks alright. Like blowing my own trumpet here, but yeah, adding a little bit extra texture on there with the sandpaper just to make sure it's all nice and textured. I don't know what I'm thinking, maybe for a neck or something, but I wanted a video camera type head on top for the Cyclops. Here I'm smooshing it, more worms. This is now for the arm. Smooshing out more of these worms. You can see the ones underneath that have been dusted up, to dull them up. I want this to look, he's rusty, so that dust from the rust is going to spread all over, innit? Yeah, it's just a load of worms. There you go, gather them all together in a bunch, along like that. This has been baked, so it's hard. Oh, that one's no though. Look, that's still a bit floppy. Okay. So yeah, that's the baked bit. It's the rust bit, because I wanted it to keep its shape. You know, I wanted it to keep the roundness. I didn't want it to be influenced by the cables underneath. So there we go, wrapped that around. I don't know why I chopped this. I chopped his arm off because he's hanging in fucking bits. Anyway, this one's going to be, this is the arm that's got the hand. The 3-fingered hand because I got lazy. Here we go, look, I'm chopping. This is just little bits of the same. See the clay that I made earlier? That's the whole thing. That is the recipe throughout. It can be a bit different quantities of colours. Gives you a slightly different, but it's the same but different. You don't want to look at identical, you don't want to look at exact, because then it all just blends together. But there, I'm just taking the little strips, I'm wrapping them around, little bunches of the layers, and I'm smooshing it together, and that's it, da-dink. These bits, whatever you call them, you've got 3, so even though he's got 3 fingers, he's also got the 3 bits. Yeah. And then, yeah, once I've got the 3 fingers, smoosh them on. It's shite camera work or something. Smoosh them on to the hand back, and then the same again. Another strip of the rusty clay. Rusty clay. Could be a country singer, couldn't it? Rusty clay with the don't let the door hit you on the ass as you walk away with my heart. Yeah, there we go. Wrap it in. It's like a big finger. Pretty much exactly the same thing. Holds it all together, masks where it's all smooshed in. I've left, there's a few wee layers poking at the top, it's fine, because he's looking shitey anyway. But there he is, the fingers dangling. There's the eye, on a stalk of clay, wrapping it in with a little wormy wiggles. This is the Cyclops eye. But you know what, let's take a wee break and have a wee listen to, it's not a sponsor because I've not got any, so it's just more of me talking shit.
Well, hello there. If you've made it this far into the video, that means you've obviously been enjoying something about it. If you have, I would love you to tell me down below. You know, give me a like. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to subscribe. But yeah, comment down below. I love commenters. I love people who interact with the channel. And every video I will shout out the people who commented on the last video, and that's what this thing is here. So I want to say thank you to those commenters. The first of those is Chooksify. Thank you, Chooksify. And Mark Merritt 616. Thanks for commenting and identifying which universe you're from. Mini Astros Dioramas, who did a fantastic Joker sculpt. Go and check out their videos. Go and check out their channels. King Williams 2004, bending the knee for 22 years to King Williams. Dan Does, another YouTuber, another guy, he's got a wee channel going on there. Keep plugging away at it, Daniel. I'm sure one of these days you'll reach the lofty aspirations the Retro Randy has with his 138 subscribers. Also, Polly, a regular commenter, always fantastic to hear from Polly, thanks very much. Kev Made, also another regular commenter, also another fantastic crafter. Check out Kev Made. Jumpy Spider Lady, stopping by, a newbie, fantastic to see, thank you very much. Sinister Dizuni, another newbie, thanks for stopping by and thanks very much. I'm glad that you liked the wood effect, the mouldy wood. What did you think of the rusty metal? Comment below, let me know. And Terrain by Aaron, of course, thank you very much. Terrain by Aaron, fantastic. The support that YouTubers, all these crafters show for one another, even when I am just yet another middle-aged beardy man making shit out of other shit. Speaking of which, I pulled the car over to the side of the fucking road. This is just a placeholder for the edit of the video, and it will get replaced with something much nicer. And unless I forget to record something else and leave this one in.
Yeah, as always, thank you. Everybody who interacts keeps this going. There's the head. That's what I was saying, remember? It's going to look like a camcorder type thing. The idea in my head was this is a little rat This is to scale. This is a little robotic rat. This is a little spy that goes around and it watches what folk do, and it can sneak about. You can sneak about your house. You can sneak about streets. You can sneak about wherever you go. Just sneak. You always watch. Always fucking spying, seeing what folk are up to. And yet, the folk that are doing bad things didn't seem to get caught. So, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, I'm using, this is just cutting out shapes out of the same rusty clay, building it up so that I've got a nice sort of socket that I can stick the arm into. The arm's baked, the body's baked. The only bit that's not baked is the baking bond and a wee bit of extra clay in there. Now look, I'm using the wood to prop up the arm. Look at that shite vehicle there. Look at the state of that. That's a big regret, how that turned out. The arms are not a big regret, they turned out great. Doing the same on the other side. Got it in place, bad baking bond, holding it in there. I'm going to stick a few more bits of armour on here. Again, this is just that same flat rolled out, rusty effect. Polymer, clay, a blob of the old baking bond. You could just use clay if you wanted, or once the whole thing's baked, you can super glue. But I've got the wee baking bond, and I think it's great. Does a good job. There he is, all baked together, all holding in his own. His wired arms, I'm adding more. There's a wee shoulder pad, another wired arm, all fucked up because it's been spotted, kicked a bit, all sorts of things. There we go. He's patched himself together with rusty wee bits of shite. There's more on the back, just paneling that's all been stuck on, and his shoulder pad. Because when you're talking armour and you're talking rust, you need to have a shoulder pad. I think it's the law. And there is that Cyclops head, that one nosy bastard eye, always looking way up. There he goes. He'll go on the top. He will get super glued on. He won't be baking bonded. Nothing's baking bonded now. It's all baked. It's all solid. So now it's just super gluing together. There's, look, a wee bit snapped off. Happens. Yeah, you've not seen nothing yet, pal. Your whole fucking arm's going to be off in a wee while. There's the super glue. I'll daub it a bit. But I've not got time to fuck about with the nozzle. Nah, nozzle off. Get that right on there. Look at that. Copious amounts of super glue. That'll be how the body never flew off. Glue it on the bottom, which looks like, you know those dog chews that you get? They're made out of, what is it, hide or something? They're like horrible. Slippers, they're usually in the shape of a shoe. It looks like that. Fucking awful. But I fix it. But there, that's going back. I wish I'd done more. That's me filming, gluing the head on. Good job, yeah. Look at that. Zoom back a wee bit, mate. Can't see fuck all. You'll see something later when you have the glamour shots, which were taken before. I absolutely destroyed it. There, see what I mean? Look, I'm getting some of that. There's rusty. I've got rivets on this one, which were simple low. I did the thing with the tool, boom, 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 making me dents, and then I just took little rolled up balls, clay, and stuck them in. That was rivets. I'll get them around the size so it all sits quite nicely. And there he is. More armour as well, I think. Rust, armour. This is cool, look. The bottom comes off, so I can reuse it. I can use the same body, make different things. I've glued those bits on the wheels, which is a bit of a pain in the arse. But yeah, I'm quite chuffed. I think that's quite cool. That's quite a good wee touch there. But yeah, there he is. Completed. Job done. Glamour shots. See this thing? If this is the first time watching me, great, cool, hi, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you stick around. Go and watch some other videos that I've done and you'll go, it's a wee bit different than this one, Randy. It is, because I'm trying this little picture-in-picture thing for the speaking over bit. I nicked it, I would say, I nicked it for Greg Johnson, but the Big Bot Bash, I was watching all the videos, some brilliant videos, a lot of really good videos, and I was noticing there's a few people do this wee picture-in-picture. So, gates open, horses out, I'm stealing gimmicks wherever I can. Greg Johnson, love your videos, and the other videos that I've seen, I can't remember off the top of my head. That's a fucking poor show, innit? But I forgot. But anyway, I'm using it. This is the first time I'm doing this little thing, but I like it. I think at least I'll see how it looks. I might be chatting absolute shite because I might just use the audio and you won't even see this. So if you don't see this, I've shit the bed and no used it.
What you fucker?